back, guys. Infamous here with you from the Infamous Project, and behind me I have the new version of the 1988 little coupe that could. Looking at this car sitting behind me, you would never think it was that raced out, crazy, drag-stanced little coupe that arrived not too long ago in that car trailer all the way from the west coast of Canada. So if you haven't seen the other videos on this car and its arrival and all of the mods that have happened, be sure to check those out, guys. But here it is. 99% done, just a couple little tweaks that need to happen. Need to get that rear window tinted still. I still have the old computer and mass air meter currently hooked up in the car that was calibrated for the old motor, so that needs to get cut over. So she's kind of idling like it has a cam right now, which sounds good, but obviously the drivability isn't the greatest. So here she is, guys. Night and day difference. It looks good, sounds good, and I'm super happy with the outcome. You know, the one thing and big downfall about this car, in all honesty and transparency, is the paint. So it looks great in the pictures, it looks great on video till I get up real close and you can start seeing a lot of imperfections in here. Just, you know, the car used to be red. They did a pretty good job of the color change. You know, the door jambs, everything else is done, but just that prep work, horrible. And those couple dents in the driver's side rear quarter panel, they just make me cringe every time I see it, and they have to be on the driver's side, of course. And every time you walk up to the car, it's the first thing that your eyes get drawn to. So you can see right there. So that's unfortunate, but that aside, we have a super low original kilometer, original low mile car. So 126,000 original kilometers, which really isn't a whole lot. Again, the car used to be owned by an older gentleman. He's the one who had the car repainted, and then my friend bought it, you know, over a decade ago. So kilometers are low, the body is super clean. You know, underneath this car is pretty much corrosion free and is as clean as you can find a Foxbody these days. So this is a great foundation. It's a great car. It deserves to be owned and loved by somebody. And, you know, I've done my bit kind of reversing some of those drag mods that were on here because, you know, it had the built motor, it had nitrous hooked up, had, you know, the Mickey Thompson drag radials with the Pro Stars and everything else. And now we've turned it into an amazing little street cruiser. So as you can see, the car has been lowered down substantially compared to what was there. We cut those Eibach drag launch springs down, probably 3 inches in the front, 4 inches in the rear, to make the car sit nice and sit right. You know, it's low, guys, so it drives like a lowered Foxbody would. But with that said, you know, it's looking great. Managed to squeeze these SVE staggered wheels on the car, which I am almost surprised I managed to make them work myself. So as far as I can tell, the wheels are a 17.8 in the front, actually sorry, 17.9 in the front and 17.10 in the rear. And even though the car is sitting down this low, there's no rubs. Believe it or not, there's no rubs, guys. Now, there's no inner fenders in the front. That car didn't have inner fenders. I didn't have any to stick in it. So that is one thing to keep in mind when I say no rubs, but there is actually a 255 4017 sitting on the front of this car. And you can see, I can just get my finger in there. And this is, you know, the spot where you can easily kind of roll that lip up where the inner fender bolts to if you had to. But yeah, so there's 255 in the front. The rear, we got a 275 4017. So that's a pretty beefy tire in the back of a car that's sitting this low. You can actually see there's a little bit of bad body work right here on this rear quarter panel as well. So kind of sucks, right? But you know, the car is black, so it shows things more than other colors would. But you know, none of this is rust related, guys. It's, you know, just poor body work, some dings, some dents, all that type of stuff that can easily be repaired. You know, the trunk lid is mint on it. You know, there's no rust anywhere, you know, on this car. All right, guys, so moving on to the engine bay here, you can see the motor is pretty clean. You know, it's been all painted. You can see the headers that are on there. And the other interesting thing about this engine bay is that it has been shaved. So the holes have been all welded in, and it's been all painted up in here. And so it's pretty clean. So, you know, you got your wire tuck. You see all the wires are coming out through the upper part of the cowling. And everything works pretty good. Gonna try and clean up the coil right here. So gonna try and clean that wiring up a little bit. You know, you got a BBK cold air intake, like I said, that mass air meter and the computer just need to get swapped out for stock. You know, you got your caster camber plates here to you know, adjust all that stuff and give you ultimate alignment capabilities. You got a Cervini's hood on here. This is a no option car, no AC, no power windows, no power door locks, no cruise control. There is nothing. This is as bare bones as they come. If you remember, the car had those race seats in it. Super uncomfortable, super ugly in my opinion. We had a shift light in here, all kinds of other stuff. That's all been removed, and now I've replaced and put a beautiful set of Recaro SEs, as you can see here. So it's really set the interior off. You know, black and gray isn't too bad. Everybody, you know, usually wants a black interior, but you know, this one is super clean for gray, as you can see, and it came out pretty tidy. So everything is good in here. Everything works as it should. There's really not a lot of power options for them to work, but you know, all the gauges in the dash work, the lights in the cluster, all those types of things, they're all good. You know, these doors open and close mint. So there are a couple goodies on the car. So, you know, obviously you still got those eye box springs that have been cut down. It's still sitting on the Lakewood struts and shocks. Those I'm going to just toss in the garbage. I got a set of Tokikos on the way. So that is one other element that I need to get changed. The car is subframe connected. You know, they're welded in, and they have the cross bracing that goes underneath to where your seats bolt in. There are some gears in the rear. I need to reconfirm with my friend if they're 355s or 373s. Pretty sure they're 373s. Car's got a full cat back and exhaust on it. So, you know, you got your unequal length shorties going to a catless H-pipe, and then Flowmaster cat back. And I believe they are one chamber Flowmasters. So, you know, the car sounds pretty good. As well as looks pretty good, and otherwise electric fan, upgraded radiator, but everything else is pretty much stock. The motor, you know, is all cleaned up, got new timing cover gasket, new water pump gasket, all of those things. So she's a pretty clean motor, all painted up as you've seen in the other videos. Went ahead and tinted out the tail lights, as you can see here, and that's pretty much it. So there you have it, guys, the 1988 little coupe that could. Transformation, a night and day difference of what the car was to what it is now. Great little car with, you know, out all of those racer mods that we've been working at taking away and reverting back and changing up to give you what you see sitting behind me. You know, so some really nice mods here. Not only are you getting an original 5-liter 5-speed car, but you're getting one that is corrosion free, super clean base. It just needs that paint job, which is a great opportunity for somebody to really make it their own and personalize it up some more. You know, you got some nice little mods here. You know, you got headers, you got exhaust, you got a short shifter, you got gears, you got a cold air intake. You know, you got your suspension taken care of. The underside's all cleaned up and super nice and clean under there. I'll get it up on the hoist and get a video or put some pictures up of that once I get it up in the air. So that's pretty much it, guys. So really enjoy getting this car, and to my friend out west in Canada who was nice enough to sell me the car and give me first crack at it, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. You know, it's been fun working on it, and I know that you were curious to know what I was going to do with the car. Well, you can see what I've done, and I think it's time for the next person to really enjoy it. And who knows, if you're interested in this car, or whoever approaches me to buy it, if you want the infamous touch on this, I'm more than happy to do it. Whether you need paint, whether you need a ditch kit, whether you want whatever you want, just hit up my website, theinfamousproject.com. You can see all my current projects, past projects, everything else that I got going on. You can hit the contact form if there's something that you're looking for that I can help you with, by all means. So whether it's some ditch products that you always see me working on, I can help you out with those, or maybe you just want that custom build done. And it doesn't matter where you are. If you're serious about a build, we can always find a way to get your car where it needs to be. Or if you just need help finding a car, as you can see, I have no shortage in terms of finding Foxbodies. And whatever it is that you need, just reach out to me. More than happy to help. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you really enjoyed following along, this little build here. And that's it. Stay tuned for more. Once I got some proper struck. So once I have some proper shocks and struts.